Hi, I'm back, Steve Smith. We are on to chapter 3 of the compound effect, and it's a big one. So hold on to yourself. This is going to be really, really good. So chapter starts off with talking about habits. And, you know, we all know habits are so important. And I try to make the best habits. I'm sure you try to make the best habits. But it really gives you some tips to do the best you possibly can. So it's interesting. He tells a couple stories about how a little sapling's easy to pull out of the ground, but a tree with deep roots is harder to pull out of the ground. So I think it's most important to understand that we are what we repeatedly do. We are what we repeatedly do. So a lot of times you might think to yourself, I am X. But are you X every single time? A lot of us aren't. So keep that in mind, okay? Tells a couple more stories about a plane that flies and they're only 1% off course and it lands in the ocean instead of New York and stuff like that. So habits can be helpful as long as they're good habits. That's really important. So this chapter's going to be choosing to make up for what you lack in ability with discipline, hard work, and good habits. You know, he talks about us being a rational species, and we rationalize everything. Like, you know, it's only one piece of candy. I'll just skip the gym today. I'll read tomorrow. I'll wake up an hour late. I'll go into work an hour late. It's amazing what we rationalize in our brain. So he says it's time to wake up and realize that the habits you indulge in could be compounding your life into repeated disaster. The slightest adjustment in your daily routine can dramatically alter the outcome of your life. So super, super important. He says, let's stop the insanity and do something different so you can get different, better results. If you want something, you need to have a strong enough why. That's one of the biggest things I got out of this chapter, because I always make goals for myself in every different part of my life, right? Financial goals, business goals, work goals, relationship goals, constantly making goals. But sometimes I rationalize to myself that maybe that goal's not that important. And I think a lot of it is because my why is not big enough. Think about it. You know, you want to make this much money, but when it comes down to working that extra day, you're like, oh, I'm tired, I don't feel good. But why do you want to make that money? Is it a goal? And if it is a goal, is your why big enough to get you to do that? So I think that's huge. Make sure your why is big enough. Write it down every single day. All the books I read, write it down. Journal every day. Write your goals down. Write your why. You have to get it in your mind. You know, you have to have the right motivation. In fact, he tells a story to give the importance of the why. And I think I'm going to read it here to you. So let's see if I can find this story. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Here it is. Here's why the why is so important. If I were to put a 10-inch wide plank across two buildings, and if I told you I'd give you $20 to get across the plank, would you? Heck no. I'm scared of heights. There's no way I would do it. But what if I told you... What if I told you that the building was on fire and your son was on the other side and he needs saving? It's a no-brainer. I'd run across it, right? I couldn't wait to get to the other side to help my kids. So make sure your why is big enough, all right? You got to write it down. He talks a little bit about the mystery of The Secret revealed. So it's interesting. The Secret's a book we're going to get to soon in our book club. I love The Secret. It's amazing. It really talks about the law of attraction. I believe it. It's a real thing. So he talks a little bit about the law of attraction here and how it really works. And It's not mysterious or voodoo, but, when you keep telling your brain what you want, you're going to attract yourself to it. It's been out there the whole time. Millionaires that say, I want to be a millionaire and attract themselves to it, the money didn't appear. It's always been out there, but their mind found the idea to get them that money and the path to get there. So that's what you need to do, okay? You have to do that. You have to do it. So, how to get to your goals. He has a life formula, which is you. Then it comes to your choices and decisions, plus your behavior, your actions, plus your habit, which is, repeating your actions, equals, compounded over time equals your goal. So, I told you about writing your stuff down. You can see here, I highlighted it. Super important. You got to write that stuff down. You got to highlight this. You got to really, stick with it. It's not easy sticking with this book club and getting through it, but you're going to find some ideas here. You're going to get some value, and it's going to pay off. Identify your triggers is talking about how to get rid of bad habits, right? So look, are you more likely to drink too much when you're with certain people? Is there a time of day you want to have something sweet? What emotions tend to come out of your worst habits? When do you experience these emotions? What situations are you in? Take a look at your routines. What happens when you wake up? So, some good ideas. And then he says, clean house. If you want to stop drinking, get rid of all your booze. You throw it all out. You want to stop smoking, get rid of all your cigarettes, your ashtrays, your lighters. And after you clean the house, time to swap that habit. So instead of drinking, have a tonic water. And this is great. Every single year, I do a dry January. And last year, I felt so good. I did dry January and February and didn't drink till March. Not that I have to have a drink every day, but it's nice to relax and have a cocktail every now and then. And I wanted to show myself that I control what I do. So recommend you always doing dry January. I think it's a good thing. So swap it. I swapped a drink with a tonic water, and it was easy for me to do. Ease into it. Give some advice about easing in. But some people can jump in, so jump in. If you can ease in or jump in, just do it, okay? Next, we got some ideas for good habits. How to set yourself up for success. Make sure you fit it in your schedule. Schedule it. Block it off. We talked about that. Think about adding, not subtracting. So a lot of people think if they want to quit a habit, they're getting rid of it. Like we kind of talked about switching alcohol for tonic. You're adding. You're not subtracting. It's kind of like an equal thing. Go for a PDA, public display of accountability. This is a great idea. Let all your friends and family know. Hey, I'm quitting drinking. I'm quitting smoking. I'm going to exercise every day. Join some groups. Do a competition. If you have one of these Apple Watches or different whatever smartwatch you have, and you can connect to friends, it's great to have fitness competitions. I do that all the time, and it keeps me motivated because I want to win. Find a success buddy. I think that's great because competition, helps. And then celebrate. Stick with it for 3 weeks. Whatever you're going to do at a minimum of 3 weeks. That's the finish line. And celebrate when you do good. Okay? Be patient with things. So, a lot of stuff in there. Really good chapter. Going to wrap it up with these thoughts and these actions. So, identify 3 of the best habits that support your goal. Identify 3 bad habits that take you off course. Identify 3 new habits you need to develop to put yourself back on track. Identify your core motivation. Remember that big why. You need a big why. Find your why power. More why. Use Living Your Best Ever, a proven system for achieving big goals. And that is available on his website, livingyourbestyearever.com. So there you go. chapter 3, it was a good one, and it's a long one. A lot of little stories in there, but I summed up it the best I can. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you're really enjoying the book club. I am. I'm learning a lot. It's nice to kind of reread some of these books. So once again, Steve Smith, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.